radio for the masses.
Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army.
If the game is rigged, change the game. Game changer.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
This is Fade to Black with your host, Jimmy Church, on the Game Changer Radio Network.
All right. Good evening. How you doing? How you doing? Yeah, it's Fade to Black. And it's Wednesday, April 15th, 2026, the day where everybody just kind of freaks out. It's tax day. I hope you got everything done. I did. Well, I didn't. Somebody did it for me. But I feel like I accomplished something. So I hope you I hope you got through the nightmare okay. That's right. Today is Wednesday, April 15th, 2026. Let's do this, man. Yeah. This week on Fade to Black, Monday, Lily Nova was here, NHI contact. I was at my Harley dealer today. I had a leak. Drips of oil. And so I took pictures of it, sent it over to Harley. They were like, bring it in now. I was like, oh, what? Okay. It's kind of like going to the doctor, right? So I show up, and it turned out to be a legitimate oil leak. They had to replace one of the lines, and I was down almost 2 quarts of oil, and that was a shocker. But while I was there, they whipped out Frankie. He goes, man, she was amazing. I go, who? And he shows me the picture of Lily Nova. I was like, wow, okay, you listened. Wow. Yeah, so Lily was on with us on Monday. Tuesday, which was last night, Toby Johnson and Alicia Pfeiffer were here. Filmmakers talking about Bigfoot and UFOs and the paranormal. It was a great conversation. But tonight is the night. We've got the one and only Captain Ron Janix is with us. I've never called him Captain. I've never called him Ron. I've never called him Janix. I have to really think about that. When I call him, it's not. I'm not too sure if we can go on the air with the names that are exchanged. But tonight, Captain Ron Janix is here. I want to find out. I've known Ron for a long time, and very close friends and co-workers and all that stuff, out here in this industry. But tonight, I'm going to go backwards with Ron. I want to find out exactly who he is. We're going to do that and much more tonight on Fade to Black. Tomorrow night, Dave Beatty is with us, multiple Emmy award-winning filmmaker and documentarian. He's got some new stuff out. And Dave, I think we spelled his name wrong. I didn't do it, though. It wasn't me. But anyway, so Dave texted me today, and he's going to send me some clips of some stuff centered around the Nimitz. Yeah, so that's coming to me tomorrow. I don't know what that is going to be, but dial into the show tomorrow night. My next event coming up is the Contact Modalities Expo, a couple of weeks in Delavan, Wisconsin. It's May 1st through the 3rd at the Lake Lawn Resort, heart of the Midwest, just north of Chicago in Wisconsin and Delavan. I'll see everybody there. The links for that are below. I'm going to get straight to it. I'm very excited about the show tonight. And I think Ron and I talked today on the phone for a couple of hours. Pretty much did the show this afternoon. So we have to revisit everything and see if we can come up with some fresh material for tonight's show. That's right. He's known as Captain Ron. And tonight we're going to talk about his life. I want to go backwards. I want to see how he got here, where his thoughts are. We've got so many different breaking news stories that are happening right now. I want his take on all of those. And of course, there's this little event out there near Palm Springs called Contact in the Desert. And we will also somehow brush up against that too as well. He's a radio host. He's an investigator. He's an experiencer with decades of exploration of UFOs, non-human intelligence, and high-strangeness phenomena. And I want you to notice that I didn't say UAP in his bio. I would like to welcome back to Fade to Black, the one and only Captain Ron Janix.
Hello
Ron,
there, sir.
yeah, how are you, man?
I don't think the FCC allows us to use the names we talk when we talk on the phone, right? I don't think
I swear, if somebody was walking, if I'm in a supermarket talking to you, mom would cover the kid's ears, and just like, oh man.
Hey, Michelle took me back to wearing pants on the show, and I appreciate that. So that
and Ron, I'm not going to talk about your recent visit to the doctor with butt darts. I don't want to know.
Listen, that's
how
HIPAA,
that happened.
man. That's HIPAA violation.
That is a HIPAA violation. Okay, so Lori just texted me. Did she text you?
No.
Okay, she just texted me right now. Be gentle with Ron tonight.
Oh, come on.
He's sensitive.
Oh, wait, she did text me. She said, go at him. I don't know what she means by that. Go at him.
Oh, man. It's great. Hey, listen, my friend, it's really great to sit down with you. I do look back, and I think about this fondly a lot. We've known, I don't even know how we first met. That's a good thing.
With Tony Sweet.
Yeah, well, okay. That sounds right. That feels right. So 13 years ago, and good old Tony, cucumbers on the eye in the spa while you and I are out there busting
all the fruit and stuff on it, and the umbrella,
some cucumber water. Right. And while you and I are out there sweating and
working
and getting work done, and he's listening right now and laughing because he knows it's true. But I remember. I'm going to share this with everybody because it's such a funny story. You and Tony came up to me and said, "Okay, man, let's do an interview." I said, "Okay, when? Let's do it right now." And so you and Tony lead the way. We wind around at the Renaissance into some back hallway, right in the corner, and you guys set up the thing, and we sat down and did an interview on the floor in the hotel in the back area somewhere. And so we're doing the interview, and then this guy comes out. Dolan was on stage, right? Comes out and goes, "Can you guys hold it down?"
That's great.
Oh man, we're in the hallway on the floor, and dude, it doesn't get any better than that. That's
you wouldn't think your voice would carry, but it does. You know,
it does. I've been told. But that was that guy came out. I was like, right. Oh man, I think about it often. Anyway, but as close as we are, have we ever sat down? Have you asked me about my mom and dad? No. Have I asked you about yours or your background? It's really weird. We talk about a lot of things.
No, we've talked about that a little bit when Dad passed.
Oh yeah. Well, okay.
Yeah.
No, that's private stuff. That's where you and I are texting, back and forth and things.
Oh, you mean on the air?
Yeah. Man, who's okay? Look. Oh, by the way, look what I'm wearing.
I love that. That's a good looking shirt on you, young man.
It fits right too.
It's very slimming on you, Jimmy.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, where were we? Oh, but I've always wanted to just just sit down and talk. And tonight we're going to do just that. So let's get started because you and I can yuck. Oh, no, hold on. Before I get to your crazy ass uncle, okay? I promise we're gonna get to that. Ron, everybody, right before the show, text me 2 images.
Oh yeah.
And he then in the text, as I opened it up, he goes, "This is my first crack at AI." So these are the two images that he did. And then Ron goes, it wasn't me, man. This is AI that did this. So the first image is apparently what what Chat GPT thinks. And so Ron, you told
Look
me
angry,
all
Jimmy.
yeah. What did you tell Chat GPT to create this image?
I, honest to God, gave it very short prompts. I didn't even know how this really worked. I just said, type in a thing, Captain Ron and Jimmy Church in the studio at Fade to Black, and we both got the mics and we're yelling about UFOs, and that's what came out. It was honestly a very short little description, and this came up.
It's pretty accurate, isn't it?
It's not bad.
It's not bad. It's not the attitude. I like the
Right.
veins on your neck are, popping out. So there's that. And then here's the second image.
This one's more accurate. The mighty church in his throne. I did add that. I said, okay, what if he's in the throne with the guitars in the back at his council and I'm the guest? And then put me on the floor here, which is perfect, at your feet. I'm surprised I'm not anointing your feet with water or oils.
It's pretty
or
funny,
something.
man. That's pretty funny. I posted this up on Facebook and I said, yeah, this is pretty much exactly what I think of myself.
Yeah. Apparently ChatGPT thinks that too, Jimmy. So
it's so well done. It's so well done. All right, let's get back to your twisted uncle. You've been on this investigation and journey into the conspiracy and stuff behind UFOs and ET and contact and what disclosure may be for a very long time. Let's go back. Were you always, let's go back to like elementary school. Did you have an interest?
I always, even as a kid, I literally remember like in 1976, see if you remember this one. They came out with that movie and it had the three things. It was Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster, and something else. And it was in the theater. Mm-hmm. And God, I was a little tiny kid and I went and saw that and I thought that was the coolest thing. So that was probably my first memory of having an affection for this type of material. And then, throughout my life, through high school and college, I had just a cursory side interest of it, nothing serious. I read a couple books here and there. And then I read, of course, Chariots of the Gods and Communion, the two staples in this world. And they really had an impact on me because I thought, this is profound stuff. Why is this not on the news? Why aren't we all talking about this? It seemed very weird to me that this was relegated to this side little thing because it seemed more important than that. So that's where I kind of got on board, and I got on board with Art Bell a little bit and listening to that. And I thought, this stuff is really, really interesting. The MTV news never interested me. Madonna has a cold, who cares?
Mm-hmm.
But these things seemed profound. Yeah. What if that's really what happened? And what if? So I kind of had a cursory interest, but nothing, really materialized until like 2012 when I was doing the cannabis podcast with Dr. Frank, and him and I were doing that show. And then Tony's partner on Truth Be Told moved away. And he said, hey, Ron, you have an interest in this stuff. Why don't you come on my show? And I'm like, well, I have an interest in it. I don't know how knowledgeable I am in it, but he was like, let's try it. And I'll be damned if it wasn't a lot of fun. And, every week would have a new guest, of course. So I would spend that week reading their book or studying them. And just by the process of doing that, you go down this rabbit hole of learning all of these things and learning about these guys. And by the process of preparing for the show, I became immersed in this material and learned a lot about it just by studying for each and every guest. So that's sort of how it happened back in 2012, 2013. And I've been doing that almost straight on through till now.
Yeah, absolutely. And Tony, everybody were talking about Tony Falco's suite, Tony Sweet. Tony, how do I say this? Business savvy, media savvy, player in the industry.
He owns the network.
owned the network.
Not only did
and
he have the show on the network, he owned the whole network that our show was on. That's how I met him. Yeah.
at the Warner Brothers lot back in the
Yep.
beginning, right?
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And
Yep.
but Tony, who had a very wide-ranging, open-minded list of shows and host, right? Very, very
Full
cool. Very,
spectrum, literally.
yeah, very eclectic. But has a very genuine interest in this. And his knowledge of this was paramount. And so he took Truth Be Told, obviously made it one of the centerpieces on the show, but he went full tilt into this, and you were right there as his partner. So
He's still going with Truth Be Told. He's still doing it. It's doing great. Studio's still going great. He's doing awesome.
He reaches out to me often. I just admire him so much, but and I tease him. He laughs at my jokes, and I
God bless him for faking those. I mean, God bless him.
Yeah, here's
what
the
a
thing.
gentleman.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing with him. Just when I think I'm pushing it too hard, he comes back with something strong.
That's good.
It's like, okay, all right. I guess I'm in bounds. Because that was vicious. Right?
I'm going to get him to contact this year. He's going to come out.
Is he going to come out?
I'm going to call him up and get him there. So
he's going to be in the spa the whole time.
Yeah, I know. But we'll put him to work. We'll find something.
We'll find something. But you also mentioned experiencer. So
no, I don't know where that came from. I've never had an experience, brother. Nothing.
Really?
Never had anything. I did see one sighting one time with Stephen Greer. I did see something that I can't explain that would be a UAP or a UFO. It was like it looked like a sun with a corona and everything, like a perfectly round sun. I was literally interviewing Stephen Greer in Phoenix at that guy's a beast. So we're like hiking mid-interview, and I'm like trying to ask him questions, and we stop, and he literally just way far away points. And I'm like, what's he looking at? And then I see it. And I'll be damned if there wasn't this thing. It looked exactly like the sun, but smaller and in an exact flight path. And it went exactly over our heads, no sound, no trail, and went right on by. And I've never seen anything even close to that. And he looked at me and he goes, they're here. And he was dead serious. So I did have that experience, but I've never had
that's pretty cool.
Experience. Yeah, it was cool.
That's pretty cool. What's going through your mind though? I know what it was like the first time that I saw something like that, and that's a paradigm shift. I mean, for me,
it's not. Yeah, it's not a asteroid or a meteor or something like that. Like it's flying. It's exactly like a plane, and it looks like the sun. I mean, what the hell is that? And it was round, but again, it wasn't perfectly round. It had the corona around it like the sun would, which I thought was interesting. And I thought about it for a long time right after it happened. Like, what could that be? What's the terrestrial explanation of that? It's not like a tic tac, like it's a craft. It was like the sun. Right. It's like, what is that?
Well, you're in the media. I'm in the media. What if Anderson Cooper saw that? Does Anderson Cooper, the same exact situation, he's standing next to you when this happens. Does he mention it on CNN the next night?
I think not.
Right.
I don't think so. I don't think we're there yet.
Why do you think that is?
It's a great question because I don't know. I don't see that happening. We hear from time to time certain celebrities come forward with their story, but they're already established and they're older typically. I would be shocked if because he's in the news business. That would be the hesitation, I think. I think if you were Brad Pitt or somebody, you could come out and say this. I don't think it would hurt you.
Right.
But since he's in news, I think that's a credibility issue. I would think he probably wouldn't want to talk about that. Because it's still not all the way there, Jimmy. We still have some.
I'm so with you. I'm so with you on that. And I was always a bit pissed off about that exact scenario. what would so and so do, and just plug in the name. And one year at Contact in the Desert, I don't know if you were there or not. This was in the desert, the night of George Norrie's birthday. We were having his birthday party. And I get a text. Okay, the story's too long. I'm going to tell the short version of it. But the text came in, UFOs right now at Orion's Outlook or something. So I grab a security guy. And I said, do you know where this is? And he goes, yes. I said, can you take me there? Yeah. So we go out, we jump on a golf cart, and we take off. We get out there, and I see, we all saw there were people, there was hundreds of people out there, and it was crazy what was jumping off. But anyway, so that was the green chrome balls night, right? Okay, so after that, then that was crazy. I mean, I had no idea what we had just witnessed. This thing went from the desert floor, huge, I don't know, 100 feet round, and just goes all the way up into the stars in front of it. It took like 5 minutes for this to go down, and we're screaming the whole time. So the next day, Lisa Lyons calls me from coast to coast, and she goes, okay, what do you want to do? Who are the guests on Friday? I was sitting in for George Friday night. I said, my guest is me. She goes, what?
And she said, again?
Yeah, again. Don't you listen to yourself enough?
Yeah.
And I said, Lisa, we just had this sighting last night. It was crazy. And I tell her, but she goes, okay, tell it. And so, because what's the choice here? Like Anderson Cooper, I have a vehicle where I've got.
Yeah, but you're in this field. That's completely different. That show's a UFO show. So,
but it's 5 million people live.
Yeah, but
right? No,
they want to hear this. I think the Anderson Cooper people might turn it off. I think people on Coast would love to hear something like that.
Well, what's the alternative? That I don't say anything and I don't use Coast to Coast for this, and for everybody that's standing out there on the, you know what I mean? They need to be able to say, I would think, Jimmy Church was there. I was there. He just talked about this on Coast.
I literally think Bree and Jamie were there. I think they're part of this story.
Oh, Bree told me she was there.
Yep,
That's right.
Yep,
That's right.
Yep.
That's right. Bree said she was there. I didn't talk to Jamie about it, but I did talk to Bree about it. And they were there. It was a crazy night. But here's the thing. I go on Coast. I take a full hour on Coast to tell the story. And then I went to Open Lines and took Open Lines on this all night long. It was a fun show to do. But I didn't hear from CNN. I didn't hear from Fox. I didn't hear from the BBC. They're all listening. Nobody at Premier Radio. None of the other. It's the biggest radio network in the world, right? The biggest, with the biggest overnight show. You would have thought that some journalist somewhere, some host would go, you want to come on the show and talk about not the New York Times, nothing. And that was the thing. Times have changed, haven't they?
Times have changed, but I'll tell you what, man. We have a little blog post on the Contact site. It's called, of all things, Captain's Log, of course. So now and then I'll write this little piece and I put it on there. And I actually just recently wrote an article saying this very story that you're telling right now. I said, if you have, let's just suspend everything for a second and say that you have a Bigfoot sighting or a UFO sighting. I don't mean like a white light off in the distance. I mean, you look out there and there's a craft with the whole thing and you can see in the windows and everything. If you have this experience that is a game changer to you, the reality is what happens? Well, I immediately call my immediate close friends. I would call you and tell you I just saw a UFO.
Right.
I'd call Bree. I'd call these people, and they would go, "Oh my God! Wow, you had a UFO sighting! Wow!" And that would be cool. But then, like by the next day, it would settle in that that's it. In my mind, the whole world is different now. This is real. We all should know it. It should be on CNN. Anderson should be calling me. We should all talk about this. But that's not the reality. That wouldn't happen. There'd be 5 close friends that say, "Great sighting." And then it dies. That's the end of it. And there's nothing else to my story. And it goes away. And my world is different. but nothing else is. The very best I get out of this is great sighting. And that's got to be really, I put myself in place of somebody that's had one of these experiences and thought that's got to be pretty hard to handle, that people, your paradigm shifted and you have a whole new worldview, but they don't. Even your close friends that believe you don't. They go, oh, great, good sighting, and it dies. That's powerful, man.
The outlook, when I look, through the lens at everything, the big picture, I look back and I kind of miss the old days when you and I were skinny with long hair. You remember that, right?
I do faintly remember that.
You remember that, right?
Yeah.
And we were young and good looking back then, though.
Boy,
we really were. That we were fighting for media attention. We were fighting for journalists to come in. We were fighting for the public and their awareness. We were just rolling that right, just fighting for it. Now it's here. And I don't think it's being handled the right way. We're going to talk about all of that tonight. But what it is, it's made me nostalgic. I miss the old days when we weren't talked about, when we were teased and ridiculed and tinfoil hats and I kind of miss that, where it was our own fight, our own little world. And now the public is talking about this and the media is talking about it, and which is great, but I don't like the way it's being handled. Do you feel the same?
I don't, but I know what you're saying. And there is something nice about the us against the world thing. And there's something about the camaraderie of we get it, they don't.
Right.
So I definitely don't like how when you talk to people that know an inch about UFOs and they talk like they know everything. And it's like, I've been reading all these books and studying the hell out of this for 13 years and I know nothing. So when people that barely have heard two big stories and they tell you about it, it drives me crazy. There is something to that, man.
I'm going to let that go. I'm just going to let that go.
There's also a time that was when, I remember going to Contact in 2015 in the desert, and there were, 6 podcasts at the time. Now there's 2,500 podcasts all talking about this,
That's really funny. Remember, I had that back building behind the dome where we would broadcast.
Oh yeah, those chairs and a table. We saw, yeah.
It was packed, and it was just amazing. And now there's 10,000 of those. Yeah.
That's changed too. Also, that there was, I think podcasting was pretty new then because it
wasn't even a word. Yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah, I don't even remember. People were saying to me, "You should do a podcast or whatever," and I'm like, "What?" And Dr. Frank and I did that cannabis show in 2012, and just for fun, just to kick around, and it's now it's who doesn't have a podcast? It's hard to meet someone who doesn't have a podcast. It's crazy. Crazy.
People come up to me all the time. They're like, "Hey man, so what do you think of Steve Johnson's new show?" Who? What? I can't keep up.
Yeah, no offense to Steve Johnson, but my God, I can't keep up on all those guys. There's 25.
No offense to Steve Johnson. Yeah. There probably is a Steve Johnson with the podcast.
I wouldn't be probably got to
get that email tomorrow. Yeah, gonna get there. What, man? What do you mean you haven't listened to me?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, it's also the UFO thing, as you know, people all tell us stories, which is great. I do love to hear them, but it's like, again, it's back to my little story. It's just like, to them, you got to hear this. You're not going to believe it. And it's like, believe it or not, I've heard that story 60 times before. I know how powerful this is. I know what it did to you. I know how you reacted. But when they're telling it, they're not acting like you've heard it 60 times, That's changed too. A lot of people are way more open to come forward with their story right away. Boom.
Here's something else that frustrates me. I want your take on this. There's 10,000 podcasts on UFOs, and it's probably 10 times that amount, but let's just pull over. Okay. And so you have all of these show hosts that are out there right now, and I'm using show hosts loosely, but
Well, if
And
you have
they're
an Amazon account and you can order a microphone, Jimmy, that qualifies you to have your own media company now.
you get a certificate. Yeah, you get you get a certificate. Is this? I see the post, these gotcha posts, and with some dramatic statement, somebody from the office of right at the Pentagon has just let me know that, and then fill in the blanks. Now, that type of post happens 100 times a day in social media. This is what is bullshit and what frustrates me. Are there 100 Richard Doties contacting people inside of this community? But I'm talking about a government paycheck coming, somebody with a job at the Pentagon calling Steve Johnson and his new show, whatever it's called, right? S5. Oh, there's probably a podcast called S5. I need to be careful. Is there a podcast called S5?
I haven't heard of it, but I wouldn't be surprised. Area 53, Area 54, right?
Yeah, right. There's a great nightclub in Las Vegas, Area 52, is it called?
It's a whole complex, man.
Yeah, you've been there, right? I've been there. Yeah.
Area 15.
Area 15. That place rocks.
Yeah,
rocks. Anyway, so you see now, either there is an entire media disinformation machine coming out of the Pentagon, contacting all of these podcast hosts around the world and feeding them disinformation, who turn around and post this stuff because it's coming from their insider at the office, ODNI, whatever it is. And that's not the case. So are the hosts making it up? Or is there 100 Richard Doties, or one Richard Doty with a bot? Richard,
he's really busy. Yeah.
Richard, I'm poking fun at you. He's going to text me in a second.
Right.
He's a cool dude, actually. I didn't want to like him at first, but he's all right. Yeah, Richard's okay. But do you think that there is a massive disinformation campaign coming out of the Pentagon, or that these new hosts that are out there don't really care about having a moral compass and are making this stuff up? I don't think there's a gray area.
Everything in this thing to me is gradation. I don't like the black or the white. I think, I sit right in the middle. So I think a lot of this stuff is in the gray area. Walter Bosey will tell you that there is a huge disinformation campaign going on, but it's like they don't create this whole fake story. They just nudge someone a little bit in one direction. Like he was telling us how it doesn't take a lot to get a story to kind of go this way.
It doesn't, does it? Obviously it doesn't. Let me just say something about Walter. Whenever my brain gets pulled in one direction or another, I check in with Walter so I can center myself.
He's great, and he's just
got a way of being level and cool, and
very much
you know what I mean. Yeah.
And I do think that in this new climate of this new world that is just so hard to get your head around, that this even happens in the sports world. All these guys want to have the breaking story about the trade first. So they're all racing to get the first story, and they get a first hint of news and they're posting it, and it doesn't even turn out to be true. It's the same thing in this community. We've had many people have come forward and made a mistake by releasing something that turned out to be false or whatever. And it's just like, I can't play that game. That's just too cutthroat. And I think that's kind of the name of the game for some of these people in this that are really heavy on social media. You want to have the new news. You want to have that new story. And we all hang on it. So I think that's kind of part of it. And AI is not helping anything at all.
Nope.
Just going to get worse, brother. I really, really wonder what it's going to be like.
Yeah, that's such a fantastic point, that you want to break a story. That's journalism 101. You want to be somebody that, you want that Pulitzer, right? Okay, so there's that action. but there isn't any vetting or checking into, there isn't any journalism 101 practices that are put into this, vetting something once, twice, three times. Okay, now run with it. It's put it out there first and see if it catches fire and see if it turns out to be true.
And if it doesn't, it's okay because it happens every day anyway now. And I'm starting to see this in mainstream media. We're not checking things anymore. We're having government officials just vomit at the mouth and say things. So I'll just stop right there with that. But I mean, it doesn't seem like we're in the same world anymore. It's a different climate now for sure.
Okay. And then we have there's so much breaking news right now. Let's pick some of this apart. We'll talk a little bit about contact in the desert and some other stuff after the break. But you and I talked about this today quite a bit. We've got 10 scientists that are missing. The number is now 10.
Yeah.
What do you think is going on?
Well, I mean, it does smell to me. I'm somebody who, you don't drive down the 405 in a white Bronco at 7 miles an hour with 40 cops behind you if you didn't do anything wrong. You just don't. So smoke, there's fire. Why would these guys all suddenly go missing? And I don't like it at all because I'm afraid it's going to discourage other people from coming forward. I mean, that one, what is it? What was that guy's name? Is it Neil? No.
McCaslin.
William McCaslin. That's the one. Here's a retired guy, leaves his house, no cell phone, no Apple Watch, nothing, just walks off into the desert, gone. That's pretty suspicious. And he worked at Wright-Patterson. He worked on a variety of things that could tie to the UFO community. And you just have to naturally wonder, is this nefarious? Could he have been hinting that he wants to come forward? Could he have said something to the wrong person? Or could another country have come and got him or something? There's just a lot of questions.
So here, let's break this down a little bit. We have Frank Maywald, who worked for NASA JPL. He's dead. And he was one of NASA's top. There was two. I'm going to mention the other one in a second, who's also dead. Worked out here. NASA JPL is right up the street next to you and I. Worked there searching for signs of alien life. We have Carl Grillmare from Caltech, also working at NASA JPL with the James Webb Space Telescope, searching for exoplanets and alien life. And his specialty was to look for signs of water and alien life. He's dead, right? We have Stephen Garcia. He's missing. He was a government contractor that worked at the Kansas City National Security Campus. We have Melissa Casillas, an administrative assistant who worked with Anthony Chavez, who both of them worked at Los Alamos National Laboratories. They're missing. We have Michael David Hicks. He's a NASA research scientist. He is dead.
Right. Again, only 59. These are young people.
Young people. Monica Reza, who worked at Wright Pat. Yes. She's missing. I almost said dead. We have Neil McCaslin. He's dead. You have Kirtland, Wright Pat, Los Alamos, NASA JPL, and the circle around all of them
Steve Garcia.
A month and a half missing or dead. Yeah.
And again, these are young, healthy people. Even the guy that was retired, he was doing great. It wasn't like
67. They called him an outdoorsman. Yeah.
Right. So they are all a little bit suspicious, and you've got to wonder, man, 10 of them, they all seem to be tied to this community. And, we've heard these first-person accounts from people who claim to have been threatened and or warned, and a lot of people say that in this community. So it does feel like there could be some smoke there, right?
So here, at what point do we go, okay, right? At what point, how many have to go missing or die? And I talk to and work around and with a few scientists that work with the James Webb. And when the James Webb first went online, I had a couple here on Fade to Black, but also just in just talking. And I asked them all the same question, Ron. Okay, what happens when you guys find something? Right? Okay.
That's a great question.
And it was almost boilerplate, the answer. You know what the answer was?
No.
This is an international project. It's not a United States project. We have 12 countries around the world. We have thousands of scientists, international, that are all working with the James Webb and looking for stuff and making discoveries. We all want to discover alien life. Every single one of us wants to be that person. And because it's not under anyone's control, there's no way to stop that from getting to the public. Nobody's going to run interference. And okay,
I don't know. I think these threats might stop people.
Well, wait, exactly. So that's the boilerplate answer.
Yeah.
You know what the answer is really? Well, you leak it. You say you're going to leak it. You're dead.
Right. Right.
So I ain't going to be that guy. I'm not going to be that girl. I'm not going to be a part of it. If a discovery is made, I'm passing it up the chain. I'm not going to be a part of it. Why? Look at this list. And so we wonder, well, and
you hear it time and time again, like Dr. Stephen Greer would say, many of the witnesses that have come out to him have said it's carrot and stick. Hey, look, we're going to give you this sweet job and you're going to make this much money, or your daughter's going to go missing. Which one do you want?
Well, and the stick, you have the carrot, which is the job, and then you have the stick that you're beaten over the head with. Yeah. Right. It's really scary. And there's another part to this. I think that the safe zone to go into with any of this, if you are a direct witness to this, not secondhand, not third hand. I know a guy that knows a guy. We've all dealt with that. But if you are somebody, if you were a security guard in a hangar in front of a flying saucer, let alone a scientist, right? Somebody backwards engineering stuff. You know what the safest thing to do would be? Go public. Go public. Don't say that you're going public.
Right. That's the least safe thing you could do.
That's the least
say you're going to go public and not do it. Right.
Right. Not do it. Go public. Press conference.
Yeah.
Press
you're
conference.
Right.
Just go public.
Right. Yeah. Dr. Greer even has like a what's he call that? Something will trigger if he's found dead. Something triggers online and sends out all this information. Fail
forget
safe.
That. What's the word for that? Hey, Bill. What's the word for that automatic trigger?
It's like a fail safe.
It's not that. This is the third time you and I have done this today.
I can't think of the name.
We're
trying
to think.
Old man,
getting old. This is the first time.
In my day, I got a candy bar for a nickel. Remember those days, Jimmy?
Kmart.
Yeah,
Kmart had those racks of candy bars, and they had that sign at the top, 5 cents. That was like before electricity. That was a long time ago. Bree and
Jamie laugh at me because I have a printer, Jimmy. They think that I'm old because I have a printer. They don't. They're like, I don't print anything. I don't need that. I live in a digital world, and I'm like, okay, well,
dead man switch. Switch.
Dead man switch. That's it.
Dead man switch. Yep. There it is.
Well done. Angela, thank you. That's great. Dead man switch. And I think that's kind of clever, but we're not all Dr. Stephen Greer. So, what do you do? Like you said, if you're just a lowly security guard at the hangar, going public helps, but even going public doesn't necessarily get you out there that much. There's people that go public all the time that you read this little story. What was it? Steve Johnson. I think he came forward, and we don't really even know about it.
Steve Johnson.
God, the guy's come forward. He's a witness. He's got his own podcast.
S5. S5.
S5,
Hey, did you see?
yeah.
Did you see?
Watch that that's gonna be trending. Who listens to Beyond Contact? I listen to S5.
Yeah, listen to that. Fade to Black. No, man. S5, man. Steve
S5.
Johnson. He's the shit. Have you seen S4? The new Bob
I
Lazar?
have, and I think it's outstanding.
It is, isn't it?
And the interesting part about it is he actually was able to get the Bob Lazar story by Luigi, and he was able to actually sit down with Bob and get his exact account, and using like modern technology and CGI and things. Jimmy, do you see how they got it? Like they I think they measured the craft, and they said, Bob said it's from here to right there, and the guy would stop, and they would make it 59 feet 6 inches, not 60.
They
feet.
revised all the old numbers, right? And
Right,
the new
but
number
it's not
is
60
59
feet because that's roughing it. It's 59 6, and
Right.
that's how accurate it is. And they're going to do a virtual reality system where you can actually re-experience that yourself and walk up and see what it's like to go into that sports model.
That's been in the works for years now.
Well, if you come to Contact in the Desert this year, Jimmy, you'll be able to see it live.
Really? Should I?
100%.
Okay, I'll come out for that.
You
I'll
should
I'll come out for that.
I think the
this
film's
is-
really good. He does a nice job covering Bob, and it's interesting how seeing Bob that many years later still tell that same story matter of factly.
Well, okay. I look at, and that's the way the film probably for most is viewed. I looked at it differently. If you take, this is where Luigi shines, and people need to absolutely recognize him for this in his storytelling. Take Bob out. It's the story of secret programs and backwards engineering and the secrecy with the government and with the military and with the Air Force and with the CIA and this decades long thing that has been going on. Bob is there to be the narrator, right? His experience of all of it. But that's not what the film is really about. The film is truly about an ongoing legacy program of scientific research into these craft. Bob came in late to the story, and he was only there for 45 minutes or however long he was there.
Yep.
But that's not what is so special for me about S4 as somebody that is into history. Luigi really puts that part of it together really, really, really well.
Well, he puts you in the seat of Bob Lazar. This is what it's like if you were sitting on that bus, if you're riding on that airline, if you're walking in and you see this tunnel that goes all the way to infinity, and like through a POV. I think it's excellent. I think it really
have you been to McCarran?
Area 51? Not recently.
You haven't? Oh,
No.
I'll take you out. I know people. Have you been to McCarran and seen the Janet Airlines?
Oh yeah, 100%. I can see it from the hotel rooms there. It's hilarious.
Is that the craziest shit? It's like right there.
I have seen that, and I thought, oh my God, it's a once in a lifetime thing. And then that afternoon, I saw like 4 more. It's like
I did the same thing.
they just run them all day. It's a real thing.
It's a real thing, man. And
they send a little bus out to these guys in the middle of nowhere. It's worse than flying Frontier. I got to be honest.
It can't be. No, it's Spirit Airlines. Spirit Airlines. I've never flown on Spirit. I've never flown on Frontier. I haven't flown on Southwest. Oh God. I gotta say,
that's like everybody else now. You normal seating, normal everything now. It's like every other airline now.
Southwest.
Yep. No more free bags, no more free seating. You buy your seat just like everybody else.
They don't throw the peanuts.
That all changed in February, man. It's just like every other airline now. There's nothing that is unique about it that used to be there. It's all gone.
Do they have first class?
I think they do. Yeah. You buy seats just like on any other airline. Yeah.
No, do they have a first class cabin?
I think they do have a first class cabin. I'm not positive, but I do think so. Well, you fly private anyway, don't you, Jimmy? So
I do fly private,
it
actually.
really applies to you anyway, so don't worry about this.
I'm so uncomfortable talking about that stuff. I just don't want people to think, here's okay. All right. Let's be transparent. Ron has been to my house. Okay. He's a friend. And so, you know how many people have been to my home? Like 6. I don't want anybody to know anything about my private life. I truly don't.
And
I
yet you
don't.
talk about it on a nightly basis. So that's a
I-
fascinating aspect of you, Jimmy.
I do walkthroughs of the house, cook a meal. It's like the only thing that I have. Everything else that I do is so public, right? It's
Sure.
the only thing that I have is this thing, and I'm keeping it, man. I don't want anybody to know anything, and that includes
I'm
private.
still old. Like the kids now, though, it's so funny. I had this girl working for me a couple years ago. She was like 19, and like privacy or anything. I asked her something about like, well, you don't have to tell me about or something. She's like, Ron, my whole life is online. Like, you're not going to ask me anything that the whole world doesn't know. It's a different mentality. Isn't that crazy?
Yes, and how did that happen?
Yeah, it's really remarkable.
I in the beginning, I thought it was funny and cute when somebody would take a picture of what they grilled on, outside,
no,
and they'd show a picture of it.
Kill me.
I just think that the one thing that you do have that you own is your private life. That's the one thing that you are in control of, and you're letting all of that go. I'm at the supermarket. I'm buying Oreos, and you're taking.
I believe if you're under 25, your private life is fully public. I mean, it's like you're a public figure because everything's documented, everything's out there. So you also can't lie to people, which is an awful subsidiary of that fact. I don't like that either. That's crazy.
I said to somebody the other day, I might have done it on the show. Bill, correct me if I said this on the show. I can't remember. I said, man, lying is a privilege if you do it right. And now we can't. We can't do it, man. You can't do it. You can't do it.
You can't say, oh, no, I can't. I'm over here working because, you just posted that you're downtown with the fellas drinking. What are you talking about? Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, so I don't, luckily I don't get too involved in that. But I never understood the idea, unless this is your last meal as you're doing the walk, the Green Mile, send me your last meal. I'm happy to take a look. If you're just out at a restaurant sending me your meal, please kill me. I can't even imagine spending time doing something like that. I never could get my head around this. Even when it started, I never got the novelty of that. I went, well, who would care about what you're having for lunch? I mean, unless you're eating like a live octopus where people do stuff like that, unless it's something so extraordinary.
Right. Okay, where did the trend start? We're supposed to be talking about UFOs, young man.
Is this a UFO show?
Yeah. But what about the trend of people taking pictures of their feet poolside?
Oh.
It's like,
dude.
That's my private moment. I don't want people
none of that makes any sense to me.
No,
I'm just
No. One of my dearest friends is in Mexico right now, roommate of mine, also from high school, went to high school with him. So obviously known him for a very long time. He's down in Mexico right now, and he's doing just that. I've seen a picture of every umbrella stuffed Mai Tai, right? Margaritas, poolside foot pics, right? Here we are crossing the street. We're going to go have street tacos. Here we are. Look at this car. Look at this Mexican.
How about living in the moment for 5 minutes? For God's sake.
Put the phone down. Are we that old? Are we that grumpy old man?
I know we sound like it, don't we? We're in the balcony on the Muppets right now, man.
Oh man,
that's even an old reference. Probably Bree's going, what is he talking about?
What are the Muppets?
What's Muppets? What old man? What?
And they were the best part of the show, by the way.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, what are you talking about? Shut up. But back to it seems like you can today, and it's never been like this in history, and I've been doing this for 50 years. that if you want UFO news, just go to one of the outlets. Go to the BBC, go to Fox, go to CNN, News. What's that other one? MSNBC, News Nation. News Nation. Do I have that
Yeah.
right?
News Nation.
There's going to be something there. And one of the things that started to kick off a couple of weeks ago was when Representative Luna said, "Hey, man, there's these 46 videos. I want these to be seen by the public." Laszlo, that's the guy's name. Laszlo, the reporter on the street in Washington, D.C. I was telling you about earlier.
Yeah, with Burchett. Yep.
Yeah. Laszlo's amazing. Anyway, today was supposed to be the day, wasn't it?
Yesterday.
Or yesterday. Did you see the videos?
Nobody's seen the video.
That's what I'm saying. Did you see
that's the point. Yeah, exactly. It's like, here we go again. 46 videos are supposed to be released yesterday, but of course, nothing happened. It just went by and boom. And that sucks. It's really unfortunate.
What do you think?
Again, it's not going to be full disclosure, but it sure would be great to get more official videos, wouldn't it?
What do you think could be in those 46 videos that would cause an elected official like Luna to go public with it? Do you think that these are videos we have already seen that have been out in the public or and part of the community, or is this like crazy town stuff?
What I've read is that there's 46 videos, 45 have never been seen to the public. Brand new videos. So, I would hope that they're like the other ones. The other ones were very intriguing. We've been talking about them for 10 years.
Yeah.
I would love to see 45 more. And you know what's going to happen if they release them? My opinion is the people that are all in already on the 3 we got are going to be all in on these. And the people that don't believe the first 3 aren't going to believe any of these. There's nothing you can show them. And again, Photoshop and AI are not helping the case because people are going to say, well, these could be fake. I saw a dog throw a dart this morning. The world's changed. So it makes it much more difficult.
Was it a butt dart?
It was not a butt dart. I don't know what kind of videos you watch online, Jimmy, but it was one of these fruity TikTok things. And it's virtual reality. It's like, oh
yeah. That's why nobody comes over to my house. I don't let anybody over here. But isn't that interesting though? That suddenly there's an out clause for everyone. The video gets posted. It's AI. It's you cheating on your wife at a restaurant in 4K with your next door neighbor. Yeah, but it's AI.
Right.
You've got an out clause for anything.
Yeah.
The Pope. Some crazy video of the Pope and whatever it is that to upset the Middle East, or the Middle East post a video to upset the what, right? What? Oh, it's AI.
I would not be surprised if there's certain people in the legacy program or one of these things with the UFO thing that are sitting back smiling ear to ear. This is the greatest gift we ever could have got, because it's right back to, you're not going to believe it.
I mean, and the public now is having these conversations where, no, it's AI. I saw it. No, it's AI. No, it's not AI. It is that's the discussion now, and that's now the debate. It's crazy.
Well, if you watch something on YouTube, I think you immediately go to that. But I would think and hope that if Senator or Representative Luna released these classified videos, official government videos, I would think those have been vetted top to bottom. I would hope. So I think that might get a little more credibility. Isn't that the idea of getting these videos as opposed to getting what we do get from the public? Because those aren't vetted. There's guys doing all kinds of nonsense now. So
you know what though, Ron? I love you, but I'm going to call bullshit on that. Okay, you want an example? Remember when Lou Elizondo had that?
Well, yeah, that was
had that press conference for Congress and holds up a photograph and says, and
really?
it took 3 minutes for that to unravel.
Can you What would possess somebody to think, I got this handed to me 5 minutes ago, this is the one I'm going to use? My brain still has not been able to process how
Yeah,
that was chosen.
I think about that all the time, and Lou is not the only one. People depend on their eyes. I depend on my eyes. So if you are shown something with a preloaded observation on it, like check out this UFO video, look at this photograph of this UFO,
Right.
then you're looking at, your brain says you're looking at a UFO.
If they didn't say that to the Lou photo, I would look at that and go, that's a farm. That's
a
nothing.
farm. That
Yeah.
they're all
I
over
see
the
them all the
Mojave
time
Desert,
up and down the,
Right.
yeah.
right? That's the problem. So I don't know with these 46 videos. Oof, you know what I really want to see? Then we're going to take a break. I truly, honestly want to see the images and the film from Roswell. All of it. They went out there, you know, if you look at the context of that with Jesse Marcel, who is, you know, head of intelligence at Roswell Army Airfield, an intelligence officer, right? And he's going out, he's a major, right? Major Jesse Marcel. So he goes out there with the crew that he did. It's Roswell. It's the atomic air base. They're out there with film, camera, and motion picture.
And certainly if there's body, they certainly would have the body as well.
All of it's documented. I want to see, you know,
Yeah.
they're in possession of that. Yeah, Holloman, I would like to see that. Edwards Air Force Base, I would love to see that. Some government stuff. Is the other stuff, or is all of it from the government, right? That we're taken by the military, or is this other stuff that was collected by the government that was shot in the civilian world? Yeah,
It
it's
always
very
gets
curious.
sucked up. Virginia would be another one. You get that video of the body that was filmed. That would be
Yeah.
amazing.
Absolutely. Virginia.
Yes.
Did you ever see John Carter on Mars?
No. Oh yeah, I did. Yeah.
You remember the aliens with the 8 arms?
Yeah.
They thought his name was Virginia because he said he was from Virginia. So they would always call him Virginia.
Yeah.
Virginia. Captain Ron is with us. Contact in the Desert, radio host, investigator, researcher, big part and a pillar of our UFO conspiracy community. More with Ron when we come back after this short break. Ron, stay right there. We'll be right back.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel to get your alert and access to over 2,000 videos. Click that subscribe button right now.
Contact in the Desert is back. Come see a legendary lineup of iconic speakers, including George Knapp, Jeremy Corbell, Daniel Sheehan, George Norrie, Whitley Strieber, Chris Ramsey, Dr. Diane Hennessy Powell, and many more. Join us in beautiful Indian Wells, California, May 28th through June 1st, as we explore infinite realms. Get your tickets now at contactinthedesert.com.
I'm heading back to the Midwest for the Contact Modalities Expo, May 1st through the 3rd, 2026. In Delavan, Wisconsin, at the Lake Resort. It is beautiful. This is a great conference right in the heart of the Midwest, where I'm from. I'll see you there. Just go to Contact Modalities Expo. That's XPO.com. I will be hosting and presenting once again at Contact in the Desert,
May 28th through June 1st, 2026, the largest UFO conference in the world. Come and hang out with us June 23rd through July 1st. Tickets and everything else that you need is at contactinthedesert.com. Want to change your life? Want that paradigm shift? Then visit Peru with Brian Forrester and myself for the Inca Celebration of the Sun, June 23rd through July 1st, 2026. A full 10 days of visiting the country, all of the amazing sights, and of course, the celebration of the winter solstice. It's all simple to do. Go to hiddenincatours.com. Come join us for the Monty Python Scotland Tour, August 1st through the 9th, 2026. This is a once-in-a-lifetime event where you get to go to the castles from Monty Python and the Holy Grail. August 1st through the 9th, 2026. Just visit HaleyARamsey.com. Watch Into the Vortex on Gaia TV. It's fade to black for the screen. Simple to do. Go to Gaia.com, search Jimmy Church, or click on the link below. Follow Fade to Black on Twitter at JChurchRadio. Get all of the show updates every single day. It's now called X, but who cares? Go to jimmychurchradio.com and become a Fadernaut. Get a membership. That's right. Everything is commercial free. You have access to downloads, and you get to call yourself a Fadernaut. River Moon Coffee, makers of the Fade to Black blend. Truly the best coffee on planet Earth. Just visit rivermoonwellness.com or their Amazon store. It's all simple to do. You can check out the Fade to Black blend, the Game Changer blend, or any of their Black Moon Wellness products. It's the only coffee I drink. It is the best, and it's Doc. Again, rivermoonwellness.com.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Tonight, Captain Ron Janix is here with us. Radio host. I don't want to say podcast. I'm just not going to do it. Media host. And also the head cook and chief bottle washer out there at Contact in the Desert. So much to talk about tonight. Ron, great to have you with us. Seriously. It's head cook. I didn't know that.
Head valet. I handle the parking of the vehicles.
When that you have parked my car. You have parked my car. You have done that. Nick Pope. Let's talk about Nick for a second. He deserves hours and hours and hours of conversation right now. He recently passed. Somebody that I knew this. I'm going to share a story in a minute. He was at every single Contact, wasn't he?
He was. Absolutely. Staple. Yeah, it really sucks because we will all miss him there. Obviously, we see him there every single year. And Nick was one of those guys who participated in everything from the speaker party in the beginning to the very, very end. And he mingled with everyone. I think I told you the story of my very first Contact, my very first time. Out in the desert. I was really quick. I was walking. My first time I went to Contact, I didn't even know what it was. And 4 hours in, I was walking across this desert path to another venue. And there's somebody next to me. And I was like talking about how hot it was and whatever. And I started talking to this guy and I looked up and it was Nick Pope. And he like talked to me for 10 minutes. And I thought, my God, this already made my trip so fantastic that I got to meet him and everything. So really a great guy. He's going to be sorely missed. We sent him a Lifetime Achievement Award, Jimmy, and luckily he got that before he passed. So he did do a lot for this community.
The story that I wanted to share, I can't believe you just said what you just said, because it's about that dirt path. I swear I'm not making this up. So
you're copying my story again, Jimmy. It's becoming a pattern.
I'm up at that back venue in the back with George Nori. And that was the day, this was 2013. And George very publicly offered me the host position there at Coast to Coast. And he did that out on the patio. He surprised me with it. There was a bunch of people out there shooting video, and there was a crew out there with cameras and stuff. And so we did that. Hands me his card and says, call me on Monday, but the gig is yours. And I said, okay, wow, whoa. It took me by surprise. We shake hands, we part ways. I go down the stairs onto that path. I'm walking down the path. Nick Pope is walking towards me. Now, bear in mind, what George just did, offer me the gig, was 2 minutes old. Just happened. Nick's walking up the path. And he goes, Jimmy. And I said, hey, Nick. And he goes, dude, you're hosting Coast to Coast?
No way.
I go, dude. How do you? I just got the text. I just got the text.
Man, that's great.
And I was like, how? And it was just so funny. And he congratulated, but it was on that dirt path. For everybody that's listening, it used to be, when it was Contact in the Desert, it was called that because it was in the middle of the desert. And one of the things that outside. And one of the things that we struggled with every year there, it was wonderful, I loved it, was trying to find shade and trying to find water and getting the sand out of your teeth, right? That was the beauty of it. And that was the struggle. And that
there was no shade at any.
There was no.
If you're over 6 inches tall, there's no shade available.
The sun was like 3 feet from you wherever you went. But the path that Ron and I are talking about stretched maybe a quarter of a mile between the main complex back to the backside where there was this one building that they held events in, but it was a walk.
Yeah.
It was a walk in the sun.
And it was only 131 degrees in that building. So you got to cool off in between to the next building. It was able to. Hence, they moved it to the Renaissance Hotel.
Yeah, the struggle was real. The struggle was real out there. But yeah, that was Nick, and my memories of him have always been yes, the MOD and his thing, but he stood up for this community. He never bent on that. But the other part for me that always before all of this, the way that I always looked at Nick was the dude was funny. Yeah. And unless you got a chance to hang out with Nick, because when Nick was on Fox, he's on with Tucker Carlson, or he's doing this an Ancient Aliens. He's
very serious on those shows.
He was a professional. Yeah.
And he has the UK accent, which makes it sound even more credentialed,
Yeah, but if you got him alone, that guy made you laugh. He was
a very nice man too. Yeah, he really was.
So funny. So I could continue on with Nick. Nick, rest in peace. That guy lived life his way. That's the best way to describe Nick. He literally lived every minute of his life his way. And if you were around him privately, you understand exactly what I'm saying. That guy just did it his way. And if you're gonna kick life's ass and do it proper, that's what you do. You just do it your way. And that's what he did. And very stand-up guy.
100%. Listen, I got nothing to say but good things about Nick. I always found him wonderful. We loved him at Contact. And again, he was one of those guys that participated in everything. So everybody got to meet him and see him, and he was a lot of fun and a really good guy. So
yeah.
Sad to see him go.
It's so sad. I'll say one last thing, and then I've got a very important question for you, which is this. His accent that you just brought up, he said the word issues brilliantly, and I would tease him on it. I go, Nick, so what are the current issues, of the day? So he would get up on stage or on the show, right?
Yeah.
And he would lay into that word every single time.
Awesome.
Well, so what's most important today, Jimmy, it's not what you are talking about. It's the other issues that we need to address. And he would always throw that emphasis on it.
Awesome.
Because that was the funny part about Nick. He would always stretch that thing out. Issues. God, man, I love that guy. I miss him a lot. What's the one case, Ron? What's the one case that you think of first when you look at the phenomena and UFOs and contact? What's your one go-to that pops in your head first?
It's always, I know it's cliched and horrible because it becomes so synonymous with the topic, is Roswell. And it's because I've read all of those books by Don Schmidt and Tom Carey and the rest of them. And there's just so many things that fit that narrative so well for me that I feel it's very compelling. And they've got so many deathbed confessions. I don't know why we don't pay more attention to that or have more credibility to that. Why would some guy who's a colonel in the Army in the 40s, have this thing sealed that I want my granddaughter to know that we're not alone? I saw this, to be opened upon my death. That's compelling to me. This is not a prank he's playing on his granddaughter 50 years later. Why would somebody go to that length? And there's so many little things when you talk to Don or any of the other people that have researched Roswell so heavily. I just feel there's so many things, and they fit so well together. I think it's one of the strongest cases we have, and I love it. Although I'm getting on board with James Fox's case down there in Brazil, that brain surgeon coming forward is very compelling to me as well.
Virginia. Yeah. I'm with you on both of those cases. For me, when Roswell has got a million moving parts that are just compelling, but it's that original press release, that came out of Roswell.
Right. Back before we knew we couldn't talk about this, we talked about this. Right.
Right. It's that press release that's it, but there's so many different things with Roswell. I'm with you. For me, I'm going Rendlesham.
I love that as well. That would be my top 3 for sure.
Yeah, I'm going Rendlesham. One of the things that for me that I love about Rendlesham is, for the most part, everybody's still here. It's you know what I mean? All the witnesses, they're all still here.
We've talked to all of them. Both of us have, all of those guys. And they're very credible. And the contemporaneous notes that they took, the presence of mind to talk into a little recorder. Okay, there's a light right in front of me and it's cloudy. That's incredible. You can go to YouTube and hear that right now. That's very compelling.
Back when the internet first started, God, we sound so old and cantankerous. But back in the beginning,
right.
And I'm gonna go 1995 on this, like right in that period. Somehow on the early versions of the internet, and kids today, they don't understand how good they have it, because back then you had to wait 15 minutes for a thumbnail to load, right? Just gink, 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 one line at a time.
And you couldn't use your telephone. During that time.
You couldn't use your phone. You had to turn off call waiting. Remember that? You had to turn off call waiting so it wouldn't interrupt your modem. But back on those early days of the internet, the original Charles Halt recordings were posted on the internet, and you could listen to them. You had to wait. You had to download. You had to do all of that. But I spent the better part of, it had to have been a month, a couple of weeks,
30 days to get it out.
Of listening to it. And the way that they were recorded, you were able to bring in the theater of the mind and imagine what was going on, right? It looks like dripping metal is coming off of it. It looks like a blinking eye. It's moving again. It's this, and I listened to it constantly. How lucky are we to have that? We have the Patterson Gimlin Bigfoot film, and we've got Charles Halt's audio recordings of Rendlesham. But
I agree
listened to
100%. I think that those contemporaneous notes and recordings are incredible. You brought up the Patterson film. Did you see there's a new film out now that basically debunks the Patterson film, which is
Yep.
shocking?
I'm not gonna watch it.
No?
No. Why? If there is, I'm just calling bullshit on it. If there is a piece
Well, that's
of
good.
footage,
Don't even look at the evidence. Just call bullshit on it beforehand. That's what we want to teach the viewers, Jimmy. Good job.
that I am a journalist. But let me tell you why. Just like the Zapruder film, the JFK assassination, that film has been analyzed upside down and sideways by every professional that you can think of, every type of professional that you can think of. Same thing with the Patterson Gimlin film. It has been analyzed and analyzed and analyzed and analyzed and for 60 years, right? Okay, now 60 years later, you want to debunk it and call bullshit? It's already been, and what is in that film is real. That's it. My eyes, I've watched every version of it that you can watch, and that is not somebody in a suit. It's not.
It's very compelling to me, to be honest. I've always felt that was I always felt we have a problem with this film. I haven't seen any other evidence for Bigfoot that's as strong as that. That is still the gold standard. And yet, according to what this guy's saying on this new thing, that it's not real. And that's amazing to me. So
Well,
I want to at least figure it out.
I'll watch it when it's free. I'm not going to give that guy money.
It's supposed to be that they have him rehearsing it a year earlier, exactly how it plays out. That's what they say.
Yeah.
And you know what? If it's not, what a great idea for a film. It's like one of these Dean found footage movies, you know?
The Blair Witch Project.
Yeah, like that. It's a good idea. If this new movie's fake, that's a pretty clever idea. But just come out and be honest about it.
Okay. You know why that film was made? It wasn't to debunk. It was to make a buck. Okay. And sometimes that's what drives filmmaking. It's not the artistry of it. You know, the craziness that went into making The Godfather, that was for art, for art's sake. It wasn't to make money, obviously, right? And so and all of the great films that you can think of, it's the art first, it's the storytelling first. It's not the case here. And there's plenty of films today that are made for clicks, that are made to get purchased on Amazon. Okay, I'm just not that guy. I'm that's not what drives me.
Well, just like I watched all those guys analyze the Patterson film and was very convinced by it, I do want to see this and see what they have to say. And then I'll be critical.
Would it change your mind?
Well, it might. I mean, if they present compelling evidence, of course it would.
S4 doesn't change my mind on Lazar. As excellent as that is.
Well, I'm an open-minded individual, Jimmy. I don't know about you.
I'm closed. I don't give a shit. But see, I often say, it's good to be wrong. Okay? It's good to be wrong. That means
I want Steve Bassett to be right. I really, 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 really do.
Except for Bassett. But when you're wrong, you've learned. Okay, that's it. There isn't any other way to. If you are wrong about something, that means you've just learned something. So I'd love to be wrong. All right. I was one of the biggest supporters of Lazar for 30 years, and but I'm entitled to change my mind. You know, and if somebody can do that, fine. All I know is I've seen stuff. I've seen stuff in the sky, Ron, and you and I have never seen anything together. Wow.
I've only seen that one thing that one
Yeah.
time with Greer. That's it, man. But I don't dismiss these other things. I believe people when they tell me. When you tell me that, I believe it. So what is it? I don't know. But I do
Right.
think that there's something there. And
What is more compelling to you? Somebody outside of professional, just somebody that has seen something and had an experience. Is that more credible to you than a whistleblower or some insider that heard something from somebody?
I don't think the category matters. It's the my read on their integrity. I mean, when you hear Don Schmidt tell you about these witnesses that are 80 years old and they fall into his lap crying,
Mhm.
and they say to him, Don, I haven't spoke of this in 50 years. I heard that secondhand through Don, and I got emotional about it.
Right.
So I find that compelling as hell. So it's what I find compelling like that. People showing me a light in the sky in their iPhone, I don't know, maybe. But in today's world, it's really hard to look at any of that stuff to have any degree of certainty. So, it's these people that, and I'm telling you, there's something about the live experience, as you know, when you're talking to somebody face to face and they're confessing to you what they saw, that's different than watching their video on YouTube. And it can be way more compelling and way more powerful to you. And you can tell when someone's that sincere, like that guy, that scientist down in Virginia.
Mhm.
What happened was him and that other guy were in there and saw the being. The other guy had a heart attack and died. And then
That's right.
this guy had a heart attack. And then he said, you know what? What do I got to lose? I'm however old he is, 80. And he said, I almost died. What does he have to gain by coming forward with this? He's not going to make any money. He's not looking for notoriety or fame. He's literally a brain surgeon. And he just wants to tell this. And at the end of the film, he breaks down crying and say that being seemed like an angel to him. That's very powerful to me, that this guy who's a medical doctor, is this respected guy, held this for a long time, came forward. So, I take it on a case-by-case basis. Something like that I find very compelling. The Roswell witnesses, very compelling. And I just kind of go from there. Some of these military guys seem very credible too.
The other part of it is the way that this stuff is being presented to the world. And I watch all the UFO videos when they documentaries, and when they come up on, I want to see what everybody's doing. I don't watch them all, but I watch a pretty good chunk of it. But James Fox's not only approach to filmmaking, but who he is as a person, I don't think that there is anything more genuine in the fight, and that is absolutely trying their best to not only get to the information, but to turn around and present it to the public in a way that they can digest. And he is very, very personally committed. I wish every filmmaker and had the integrity that James Fox has. I'm not saying it because he's, my friend or your friend. I'm not. I have gotten to know that guy, right? Real. I've done stuff with. I'm talking about going out, having a drink, dinner, out for the night kind of thing. And I just know him really, really, really well. I wish everybody had that in their heart like he does.
100%. And I think this last film he's done was fantastic. I think a lot of these films are good if people take the time to watch them. Even Age of Disclosure, which I didn't think was going to be that. I mean, I don't know why I wasn't that concerned about it or whatever. And I saw it, and I thought it was very, very compelling. Why would these guys risk their reputation to come forward? You got Hal Puthoff out there now saying we have at least 10 recovered non-human craft. another guy in his 80s. What does he have to gain by saying that publicly? How does this help his career or his life or whatever? He's not a guy on social media trying to get clicks. Hey, guess what? There's 10 craft we recovered. He's not that guy. He's an incredibly important figure and a respected guy, and him coming forward is very compelling to me as well.
I wish there are a few people like Hal, Kit Green's one. I would like to hear more from Eric Davis. He's another one. Eric's been out there a little more publicly than others, but Hal, if somebody, what I would like to hear from Hal is like an uncensored, unabridged conversation. And he hasn't done that. Like, just sit down, give me an hour, and
he seems like the kind of guy that never has that.
You know, the information, you know what the main question for Hal would be? The stuff that you are saying, is it what you have heard and what you have read, or have you laid your eyes on the stuff firsthand? I think that's very, very crucial. If Hal comes, what if?
He didn't say that. Yeah, he did not say firsthand.
What if Hal said? What if Hal said, "Okay, man, all right, so this is the deal. I was at Skunk Works. I walked in, I met with some scientists, and they showed me the craft, and we had a conversation about it. And I walked in. What if he said that?
I don't think that changes anything. I think again, people that are believers believe it, and people that don't believe it don't believe it.
That doesn't change things for you. What about for you personally? Does that change?
It already changes for me. The fact that I think that's a guy of high integrity who has no reason to talk about this. So the fact that he said, I know of 10 craft that we have, makes me really lean into that's probably true.
Ultimately, we are faced with the ultimate question. Okay, when and if this breaks, like officially breaks, truly it would be the biggest announcement in human history. Bigger than anything. What could be bigger than contact? Nothing. That would be right. We went from fire to the wheel to the printing press
to the iPhone.
To contact.
Yeah.
That's I don't even know if anything could get bigger.
Short of an asteroid headed right for us.
Right. Exactly.
That would be bigger.
So taking us to that point, it feels like it's right there. Are you ready for that personally? I know you may be
100% ready for that. What I'm not ready to do is to wake up and at the end of my bed see 3 little bug-looking guys. I am not ready for that. I don't want that. But I do want public disclosure. I do want affirmation that this is real. I do want some of these guys that have been fighting the fight to get to know it before they do pass. And I want the rest of the world to get on board with this, because I've been moving. I'm still in the middle, but I've been moving that this is a real phenomenon, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. And again, I don't think that's the full story. There could be multiple phenomenon happening at the same time here. We just don't know. But I would love to have any sort of confirmation that there's some sort of non-human intelligence interacting with us to give it the credibility that it deserves.
Who do you think, for you, as you're walking around at the Renaissance, contact is going on, is there a speaker that you try to catch every time and walk in and stand in the back of the room and listen?
Yeah, unfortunately I don't get to do that. That's one of the sad things about doing what we do, is I don't get to enjoy that, but I get to watch them afterwards. Danny always has new great stuff. He was fantastic. Yeah, with Danny you at Ascension, he was outstanding. Diane Hennessy Powell, I think, is outstanding. That's more tangible what she's doing, and that's changing the world. I think her stuff is amazing. I can't wait to hear what Eric Davis and Jacques Vallée have to say. I mean, that's going to be incredible.
What about Dolan?
Well, Dolan's always on that short list. He won't be able to be in person this year, unfortunately, but he's going to do a lecture for us virtually like Avi. And, he is one of the most solid researchers we have in the community. I've been on Team Dolan since day one, man.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. Dolan, going back to the old days too, as well with him, he was somebody that I could just sit and listen to constantly. Like my attention wouldn't wander or anything like that. But there was this other thing, and I've told him this. He is such a great face for this community. If you're going to go and you've got a relative or a coworker that knows nothing about this, you're going to have them watch some Dolan.
That's the guy to see. Absolutely. And what's
Yeah.
interesting about him is why I got on Team Dolan day one was just like me. He was very right in the center of this issue, really looking at it, but he was highly skeptical. Well, they say this. Well, the reports, he was very measured. But if you've noticed in the last, I don't know, number of years, 4 or 5 years, he's much more open to say, yes, it's a real phenomenon. Yes, it's happening. He did not say that stuff 10 years ago. He was very like, well, the claims are, the witnesses say. He was very careful about it. And I've actually talked to him about that. And he has said that, yeah, he has moved, as have I. And it's interesting. The more you dig into this stuff, the more compelling it becomes.
Well, his love, he has two loves. Believe it or not, UFOs are, it's up there, but he's got two loves: history and baseball. And
I would have added Tracy to that list,
well,
but okay, Jimmy,
okay,
fine.
but that's a recent phenomenon. That's a recent phenomenon. But what I mean by that is he's told me this, but I don't want to
Of course, the
speak for
baseball
him.
thing. He is a statistician. He's that kid who,
Dude, he
who called the
plays.
game and wrote it in.
Right.
One base, two base. If you went bowling with
Batting
Dolan,
average,
scorekeeper.
and right, all of that.
Yeah.
And he plays baseball
Yeah.
right now, and he's in a historical league. But history, his life, where he was set to go, he got sidetracked into UFOs.
That's right.
But he wanted to be a professor of history.
Yeah.
That's it.
And
That's
we need
it.
guys like that are in academia and they come from that way of thinking, because he looked and analyzed all the data. His books are amazing. He's researched look at even the underwater stuff. Wow, did he compile a lot of information. This is incredible. I love it. Absolutely love it.
His original 10 minutes that he did at the disclosure hearing at the National Press Club, I don't know, it was 20 years ago now. But that 10 minutes, his opening, he flew a mission. He dropped a bomb. That first 10 minutes when he's speaking, I think Stanton is sitting on one side of him and somebody else is on the other side. And he lays into this. It's perfect. And it's just that right there is the representation that this community needs, that the phenomenon needs for the rest of the world to digest, to take it in, because it's not coming from somebody like me, some crazy tinfoil hat dude, or you, right? It's coming from somebody that's very pragmatic, very black and white. He's looking at the data, he's looking at the facts, and he's presenting it that way in a very straightforward fashion. And that's the
He
thing.
frames it very well also. He is the consummate contact in the desert speaker because of the way he frames it and the analytical approach he takes to it, which I think is fantastic.
Hang on for a second. Let me find this.
Are you going to show home movies again?
Oh, you know what? I've got something that's precious. Hold on. Very rare footage that I happened to stumble upon today. Where did that clip go? Hold on for a second. You have to see this. You're not going to believe. Oh, there it is. 8143. Okay. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Let me pull this up. 8143. Okay. This is great. You ready? You're not even going to believe what you're about to see.
I can't wait.
Now look at everybody in here. Here you go.
Oh my God, Don Schmidt, Stanton Friedman, Travis Walton.
And Jimmy Church. Jimmy
Giorgio, awesome.
Look at that. Look, that's worth seeing again. So you've got Don Schmidt, Stanton Friedman, Travis Walton, Giorgio, and myself having dinner. Watch this again.
Happy birthday, George.
This is at Contact in that room where
In that room.
in the desert,
in that room.
literally. Yeah. Everyone here is
And Jimmy Church. Jimmy
especially that guy. Wow, that's nice.
That is a piece of footage, isn't it?
Oh, it's great.
Wow, man. Wow. So back to this. What is your definition of disclosure? And the reason you get asked that all the time, and I try to ask everybody the same question. I get a different answer every single time. And whatever you're about to say, somebody's going to disagree with because it's not their version of disclosure. What's yours?
My answer was going to be this means something different to everyone was going to be my answer because I've asked too many people this question as well. And, big D disclosure means it comes out of the administration, which probably means the president. That's the big D government disclosure. And, man, I got to be honest, as much as I am highly skeptical of getting any form of governmental disclosure during my lifetime, if there was an administration that was going to do it, this sure feels like the one that would. So there's a chance, but I don't see that. That's what I think as of disclosure. Now, of course, people who have had one of these firsthand experiences, they already have disclosure. They don't need it. They don't even care about it because to them, they already know. So it all depends, your frame of reference and your belief system, I think. Of course, we could get disclosure if all it has to do is land anywhere. They could just land anywhere. We all see it. And now we've got disclosure. So I think, once 51% of the people believe it, we have disclosure.
Okay. I respect that. I don't agree.
Well,
hold on. You just said I can disagree. You actually said those words came out.
Go right ahead.
But my disclosure and your disclosure, that's not good enough for the experiencer that has had a life of bullshit that they put up with from their husband, from their wife. They can't talk to their coworker. They can't do anything. They just have to sit on the experience because they don't have that moment of, a live thing out of the White House, out of the Oval Office, for them to turn around and, crack their husband on the arm and go, see,
I told
that's
you.
Right. So that version of disclosure, that's what's needed from so many.
I honestly, part of the reason I want it is for those people. I feel like they deserve this. I really do. Guys like Whitley, guys that have been out there talking about this for years,
Oh man,
Steve Bassett, poor Steve Bassett. Please let him have disclosure, please. Just for if nothing else, just for Steve,
so he can wear a different T-shirt. Isn't that important to you? Get him. Let him wear a Hawaiian shirt for a change because
he's got that one black sweatshirt that he bought in '87. I'm going to give him a Beyond Contact T-shirt and see if he looks as good as you in it. I'll get him outfitted this year.
I rode my Harley today wearing this.
That a boy, love it.
I always wear a Harley T-shirt. Always. I suit up. But not today. No, I wore this with great pride to the Harley dealership. You know what I'm going to do? I wanted to mention something else to you, non-UFO related.
Have we mentioned
One,
UFOs tonight?
no, we have. We'll get to it. I have a couple of Harleys, and one of them is a racing bike. It's a racing bike. Okay. And it's stupid. It's ridiculous. It's a midlife crisis thing. I don't give a shit. It's all of that. But
midlife.
But it's orange and black. Okay.
Nice.
That's its color scheme. Okay. Yeah. So are you ready? Hold on for a second. Let me see if I have a picture of it here to show you.
I have not seen this one.
No.
I saw the other one.
Okay, I don't have I don't have anything quick. Anyways, but here, you know what I'm doing? It's orange and black. I just got a custom orange and black helmet with orange racing stripes. I've got a new orange and black Harley racing jacket. I've got black denim riding pants that are being made with orange racing stripes down the side. I have got orange and black racing boots. That's right. I am going to be one of those dudes that you're going to see.
I cannot wait to get the video of this.
Yeah. Pulling up to a stoplight. On the engine is orange and black, right? The tank is orange and black. The bike is orange and black with the orange and black suit, visor down, orange mirrored visor, by the way, on the helmet. And I don't give a crap. I want people to look at me going, what the fuck? That's what I want, man. And I'm going for, I don't care. I swear I don't care.
This is one thing about getting older that's great is you just don't care.
You just don't care. You just don't care. I want them to think, oh, is he 30? What a cool fashion forward. No, I'm just some gray beard. Underneath the helmet. Oh man. But screw it, man. I don't care.
For you.
Yeah. You know what? Good for me. No, I'm not kidding. Okay. One last thing. There's a few things I want to squeeze in. And if you haven't, I'm hoping you're going to say yes. Have you seen the new film, Epic? Epic stands for, it's an acronym, Elvis Presley in Concert.
I have seen it.
Came out last week.
And it's like super 4K and it looks amazing.
Ooh, right?
Yep.
So I've seen it like 3 times. I had a watch party at my house over the weekend, had a bunch of friends come over and watched it. Is that incredible?
It's amazing. It's
and the setup
great.
for
It's very raw backstage, the whole thing. It's great.
Yeah, backstage, the rehearsals. Baz Luhrmann, that dude is just unbelievably great. And where he got this footage and how he got this footage, for everybody out there, if you haven't seen it, okay, it's Epic. EP, Elvis Presley in Concert, Epic. Watch it. You don't even have to be an Elvis fan because this is the setup. This is how Baz did it. It was genius. He shows the 3 months of rehearsals, right? One song after Elvis rehearsing.
And then it cuts to him singing that same song live.
The first concert, right? The first concert in Vegas where they go from rehearsals to Elvis backstage, nervous, man. And then just walking out doing those songs that you just saw them rehearse.
Since we're not talking about UFOs or any of the contact or any of that stuff, do you know Gordon was probably at that show? And I'm dead serious because he remembers seeing Elvis when he first went to Vegas like that.
Really?
100%.
You know,
I told Gordon to go see this because he's probably in it.
And that was the other thing about this film. You're right. Baz has the audience shots
And they're all
in
dressed to
4K.
the nines like it's prom.
Yep. If anybody was there at the International in that ballroom, they can see themselves. They can 100% pause and go, I'm right there with your Uncle Al. That's us sitting at that table because it's crystal clear. Okay, one other thing that Elvis did, I've never seen him do this, and Baz got the film. In the middle of that first concert, Elvis walks off the stage into the audience and kisses 100 women on the mouth.
Right.
On the mouth.
Literally. Literally.
On the mouth, man.
Now, keep in mind, this was pre-COVID.
Yeah, pre everything, man. And just
yeah, it's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a real time capsule as well. It really, the clothes.
It's so well made.
Collar's out to about here, I think.
It's so well made. The audio is perfect, and yeah. I'm so glad that you've seen it. It's absolutely incredible. It's incredible. And I had one other thing that I wanted to close with you. Okay. So really quick, with Contact, lots of special events going on. I'll just say this right now. It's not because of me, it's for the audience. I am going to be doing two things this year for Contact. I'm going to host the concert on the Green. I'm going to host that. And then on
park
Friday,
the cars up front.
Yeah, I'm going to be with you.
The valet. Yeah.
With you, with our valet vest, the valet vest. So I'm going to do that on Thursday night. And then on Friday, before Jacques Vallée, I'm going to host the DMT panel. And I'm very, very much looking forward to this. This is like a big deal. You and I have talked about this for forever.
Yeah.
Not the panel about the subject.
It's going to be epic, but I didn't want to bring that back up. But it is also going to be epic.
So that's Thursday night and Friday night, and Jacques Vallée will be up there on Friday night. But so that's that. But special events and things that are parked at CITD. What can you tell us?
Well, we're also going to do the thing where you go with Mark D'Antonio and Ben Hansen, and you leave the resort and go over to the real dark desert, and you can do a sky watch with them. We're going to do the sky watch with Chris Bledsoe on Sunday night, where he calls them in supposedly. So
you and I did that with Chris.
And
where
right?
We
were out in Psy Games.
Oh, that was on the East Coast. That was on the East Coast.
We did that, right?
Yeah, you and I
going to do that again on Sunday night. You know, we've got, you know how Contact is. We've got like 7 stages going the whole time, so it's going to be epic for real.
And other special events? Do you have an awards?
We are going to do an awards banquet where we're just going to hand out the 2 awards. We have 2 awards we're going to give out just at the banquet. We're going to have a very short little demonstrations. We have the banquet again, and we have, you know, we're going to have parties this year. We're going to have live music on the lawn. The big thing we're going to be doing is the demos, the demonstrations. We're going to do a big thing, Jimmy, with the mind sight and telepathy, and really showing how, you know, I've been taking these classes, and
Can you do it?
I can.
Shut up.
Dude, you can hand me a piece of paper. Listen to me. You can hand me a piece of paper and I will tell you what color it is, fully masked up, not seeing through the mask, but by touch. And in addition to that, you can put the mask on and I can turn on the mind sight and I can see it. I'm telling you, I've done multiple weeks of this now. And it's real.
Wow.
When Dahlia did it at Contact last year, I knew it was real. It was 100% real to me. Now I've done it. Gordon's done it, and it's 1,000% real to me. It's incredible.
I've done so many things with Dahlia now. I passed out just in shock. I'm serious, man. On my back on the stage, just like, what is going on? To see it or to hear about it or to talk about it, it's
He's
just
remarkable.
it's too fantastical for most to and
Yeah,
I
a lot
get
of people
that.
I've told this to don't believe me even, and it's frustrating, but it's 100% true. She is absolutely amazing, and it's just part of her world. It's not even like amazing to her anymore. She's just like, yeah, I can do it. She tapes herself up. She's got 4 masks on, and she can see as good as you and I can right now with these glasses on. Her all sealed up, she can do it. She's absolutely incredible.
She
There'll be
she
a
did
lot of
it on the
controlled demonstrations.
she did it on the show.
Oh yeah,
She
there you
did it
go.
on the show. Yeah,
It's well, next time, by the time I come back on here, I'm going to be able to do it on the show as well because it's something you can learn to do, and it's remarkable.
I have the mask.
Yeah.
I have a couple of pair. I haven't taken any of the classes. I know that it's a real thing. I've seen way too many people do it. And I not only that, but I've been a part of these demonstrations. And so when you're seeing it and you're assisting, you're facilitating in these demonstrations, it doesn't get any more firsthand than that.
Listen,
It's incredible.
it's absolutely incredible, and yeah, being part of it, like you said, it's mind blowing. And now this would be something just like we talked about earlier with people that see Bigfoot or a UFO. Once you experience this, I'm immediately like, why is this not on the news tonight? Why are we not all doing this? And then it's like, if this is possible, what else is possible?
And
I mean, that's really.
I as I look at this, Ron, this is a statement for me, but a question to you. For me, all I have, if there are questions or answers to questions that I have, is that there is something happening that we don't understand. And I think that that's something, whether it's Bigfoot or UFOs or extra dimensions or multi-world or whatever, I think that it's all the same thing, right? It's all comes down to whatever, it's like the universal algorithm for the universe, right?
Yes. There's
some
going to be some connective tissue between it all. It's in the same arena for sure. I do think there's multiple phenomenon going on, but I do think they all interconnect.
They do.
And these psi abilities, as more and more people realize that we have these psi abilities and we can do these things, again, I think it's going to make more people wake up to go, well, what else can I do? And I think it's going to open up a wide thing. Go ahead.
Oh, that's really that's a great way to end the show. But I'm going to end it with this: you and I wrap up every conversation, every text, every interaction that we have with the same thing.
Go F yourself,
dude. Let's go have a beer. Let's go have a drink. I'm going to come out there. Let's do this. And we never do.
I know.
Right?
It's your fault.
So no, I'm not.
I want it on record. I want on record. You book it. You're buying. So everybody, I got witness. Hey, let's give a discount code.
Oh, you got a discount code? What do you got?
Full Fist Jimmy 5.
Easy.
Oh, no, wait, what's the other one? Oh, it's Jimmy 10, brother.
Jimmy 10. Okay, all caps.
Jimmy 10. I don't think the caps matters. It's Jimmy 10, and that'll give you 10% off at Contact in the Desert. For all the Fader knots, Jimmy 10.
Code for CITD. Okay. All right. I've got it up in the chat. Hey, Bill, and John and Jessica, if you could repeat that for us, go bet them tickets, baby. I don't understand that, but it looks funny.
Go get them tickets.
Oh, go get them tickets.
There you go. And use Jimmy 10 and get 10 off.
Yeah, that's really cool. Ron, I'm going to see you shortly, and it's going to be a great event. It's going to be a lot of fun. So everybody just come on out. Ron, if you want to meet Ron, come and get me. If you want to meet me, go get Ron, and we'll make that happen. But it's a great place to not only get your conversation on and go see some great speakers, but you can also meet everybody that you want to meet. We're all hanging out and we're all walking around. It's what we do. We love to hang out with the community.
That's
So
the funnest part of Contact. Absolutely.
it is
Absolutely.
100% the funnest part. Funnest part for me is going to see everybody else and hang
sure.
out.
100%.
Yeah, absolutely. Ron, be safe and be well. Give my best to Gordon. Tell Bree I said yo.
I certainly shall. And you owe me a beer before Contact, so we'll see.
Yeah, no, we'll do that. Oh, I do want to mention really quick, last minute add-on, very special thing that we arranged today, that Cody Blue Snyder and Tanya Dahl are going to join us on the DMT panel, and an amazing couple. I mean, they are just so good at what they do, but they bring that fresh face that we're talking about to this community. So they're going to be there. And if you want to meet Cody and Tanya, it'll be Friday afternoon, right? Friday afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Friday afternoon in the big ballroom. All right,
That's it.
Ron, I'll call you first thing in the morning. Be safe and be well. Great conversation, my brother. Thank you so much. Captain Ron Janix. The links for Contact in the Desert are below. That code is Jimmy10. And thank you for that, Ron, and getting that out there to the Fadernauts. Jimmy10, go and get your tickets, and I will see you out there in Palm Springs. Which brings me to tomorrow. Dave Beatty is with us, and he's going to send me some never-before-seen clips tomorrow. I think there's 4 that we're going to bring out on the show tomorrow night. So, director Dave Beatty is with us tomorrow night. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. I'll see you then. But for now, all I've got is Go Back Lee Tap. Fade to Black is produced by Hilton J. Palm, Renee Newman, and Michelle Freed. Special thanks to Bill, John, Dex, Jessica, Dennis, and Kevin. Webmaster is Drew the Geek. Music by Doug Aldrich. Intro, Space Boy. Fade to Black is produced by KJCR for the Game Changer Network. This broadcast is owned and copyrighted 2024 by Fade to Black and the Game Changer Network, Inc. It cannot be rebroadcast, downloaded, copied, or used anywhere in the known universe without written permission from Fade to Black or the Game Changer Network. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Go back, Lee Tappy.